Alrighty, hello. Miss Possum still here. Don't worry, be able to see the vibe. And thank you. Sorry. Oh shit. Fuck is happening? Give me a second. I have to refix everything. I'm not in my box. Not in my box. Like this. Put me back in the box. There we go. Why? So very I am a Blizzard gem of the earth and one part of the natural disaster. And today we actually be checking out a visual novel that I was given permission and access to along with by a wonderful studio. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity. And summer at the edge of the earth. But just so far, I love it. Oh, lotto. That's a lotto. Everything is broken, but it's fine because there's a lotto on the screen. Where is this? Here we go. Because I forgot I changed the window ratio for extra life stuff. This. Bear with me one moment. Oh, no. Yeah, that's... good enough. So yeah, we will actually be checking out, and not gonna lie, I've just been sitting the first 5 minutes of the waiting, just to vibe to the music. Everything written out. Go. So, as far
Hey
as...
there, Willowmere, and whoever else is listening. This is Summer Nansen, coming at you live from the Willowmere Community Center.
It's voiced. Hi, possums. Have a good one. The voice at
you and I have got a little bit of sunshine left to enjoy. I've been running around setting up chairs and beds all day, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna sit down and get right into the music.
I hit played and I slide into my seat like melted ice cream cone as the sound of the piano and guitar fades in. Sunlight streams in through the window, and I bask like a cat in a bean. Twilight, my favorite time of day, comes to greet me personally. For the first time since this morning, I'm able to take a moment to relax and breathe. I haven't sat down for hours. I'm not used to having so much to do. Every day, there've been more and more tourists arriving in town, and they've all got to get set up somewhere. They've also got to get fed, get shown around, and tell me cool facts about wherever they're visiting from. It's mandatory. Sometimes I get lost in their stories. I'd probably get a lot more done in a day if I wasn't always poking and prodding for more details. Do the trees where hold on. Do the trees where you're really from reach all the way up to the sky? Do the rocks on your planet really squish underfoot when you walk on? Is it true that the night sky is different colors every night? Well, that would be so beautiful. That's the stuff I want to know when I hear. No, that's stuff I want to know and hear about. The kind of stuff I've never gotten to. Well, for every person like me, ever done or seen anything that memorable, it seems like there are 2 or 3 who've gone right climbing in an asteroid belt or helped me map out a new planet. After learning about some of these people's lives, I just have to hope they won't leave Floral disappointed in it. Since I've been one of the community center's volunteers for a while, I got put in charge of the whole welcome crew. Our main job has been setting up temporary housing for all the folks flying in, but I've ended up running a lot of wonderful start to be in where I can barely talk. It's fine. It's fine. But I've ended up running a lot of other errands too. As exhausting as it's been, I don't know what I'll do when things go back to normal in a few days. I've gotten kind of used to falling asleep early and sleeping in late. Boo! I'm sure my legs will appreciate it, please. With one song nearing its end, I flip through a list on pick the next. But before I can choose, there's a deep reverberation where that begins to rumble around after the initial prize word. That's my head. We go again. Disconnected my avoid blaring any. The rumbling shifts and loud music pouring in from plucked strings. A distant melody that doesn't exactly sound out of place in this unit. Press my headphones against my ear. It lasts only a few seconds. Your face appears. Please don't be a tacked op situation. With a sigh, I go live again.
Sorry about that, if you heard it. Celestial noise. Same as every other day lately. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty over it.
Alright. Reposition.
At first, it was all cool and mysterious, but now it's just kinda annoying. Like, it's woken me up a few nights in a row. At least let me hear the whole song. Anyway, here's something a lot nicer to listen to. A live clip from Willowmere High's orchestra in choir last week. You'll be able to hear them at the CosCon soon too. Less than a week to go.
Oh boy, convention. Oh boy, convention. There's a week to go. I wonder when they're gonna start their con run. Stretching and yawning, I just stare out the window and enjoy the music. From up here, I get the best view of the city that anyone can have, all the way to the edge of Willowmere, and then beyond it. Past the tiny dot that is my own house, through the fields and flowers, all the way to the distant smudge of Petal Street. Lately, storm clouds have made even the sights a lot more foggy, but the sun has managed to win for now. Even twilight fades away as the glow of the street lamps and building takes its place. There's a steady trickle of ships returning home for the evening, and a few taken off for elsewhere. Before long, a kaleidoscope of colors bloom, the warm yellow of homes mixing with all the crazy shit from the street signs and shops. I can identify a lot of them, by shape or by shade. A crooked neon banner marks Willowmere's premier watering hole. A row of soft blue orbs light the creek trail. All the evening I spent up here have instilled me with a complicated love for this town and planet. Second to adjust a thing. Just gonna slightly turn music volume down. Okay, complicated love for this town and planet. Affection mixed with some other kind of feeling. It's not nostalgia, and it's not melancholy, but it's definitely related to them both. A longing for something that I don't even know. Watching ships go in and out, watching people's windows light up, there's a life and a story behind every one of them, isn't there? I wish there were still new things for me to see outside that window. By the time the show comes in, 3 hours after it started, things have gone from bustling to empty. That's nothing new either. On days I do my show, I'm usually the last one to leave. The community center is such a part of everyone's life that most people just call her Cece. Turn music. Okay, that should be fun. Like an old friend. Weirdos like me say her instead of it. Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll daydream about what I think she'd like if she was an actual person. Maybe I have a little too much time on my hand.
Good night, Willowmere.
Even if there's no one listening anymore, it always feels like I should say something before switching. I hum to myself as I get on it. Some nights I take this. Tonight's definitely not one. Through the glass window, I watch the flow past. Inside a huge little arc of everything everywhere. It has a pretty big collection of real ink and paper books. It's one of the only ones in our local lines, mobs and stays. housing until. There's also a video game room, practice room for musicians, free his skeleton. This giant earth-based lizard monster. An alligator? Crocodile? Komodo dragon? Don't know. Basically, it has whatever you. These floors look kind of lonely. I pass them. Pretty much every light in the building is out. The elevator dings to stop, and I step out. Plenty of. During the day, every one of them. Maybe someone made a medical breakthrough here today, or put the finishing touches on a masterpiece of literature. Maybe there's a pair of young lovers who settled down on what planet to visit for their honeymoon. As I pass through the lobbies, step out. I've been inside long enough for some of the clouds to roll back in and threaten me. Their scared tactics motivate me to muster up to hurry home, or at least walk a little faster. When I was younger, I used to think that puddles were portals to another world. Silly kid stuff, I know. But I jumped headfirst into a lot of puddles, hoping to see new on the other side. All I ever got, of course, were wet socks and two ticked off moms when I got home. But that never stopped me from jumping. I miss that version of me sometimes. The younger, more naive Summer. Here I am more than 10 years later trying to avoid puddles on my walk home. Mood. Oh, so much mood. Whereas when it's like there's some that are unavoidable. Oh, you still have wet socks. Ah! Fireflies flicker, just like the city lights on the horizon. There's a chalk drawing on the park sidewalk that's been washed away by the rain. There's something about this time of year that makes me think of back then, more than usual. I guess it's cliche since I'm named after it, but summer has always been my favorite season. It was the season for dreaming big and making plans for the break. Those plans never took my friends and me anywhere more exciting than sleep over at each other's houses, but that was enough. And we always swore that someday we'd go on a real adventure together. Even though it's been 4 years since we all parted ways, can't help but get. Nowadays, the seasons for seeing come to visit, just like we, and being on the other side of this. Walk home only takes 20 minutes. It's the bridge at our house. Finally entered. All the lights are off, including in Mom and Ma's room, but it must be both asleep already. I kick off my shoes at the door, head upstairs silently, being careful not to step over or sleep. Love the background too. Sneaking in like the bit nostalgic itself. The main difference that this time I'm not trying to, but I just don't want to disturb my parents. Oh, they have a little greenhouse. Where I head upstairs in my room, I shut off the lights in the greenhouse. I always keep it on for me when I stay out late.
Good night.
If I say it to the empty radio room, it's only fair that I say it to the plants too, right? Yes, totally. Always say goodnight to your plants. In my bedroom, I start to get ready for bed, but before I climb in, I go to take one last look outside my room. If I'm lucky, I'll get a full night's sleep tonight, one without an earful of noise from birds talking. There's one thing I didn't get. It's their ability to just fall right back asleep. Oh. Then again, I step at a 5 minutes to fall asleep. When it first started, I thought the otherworldly sound, the beginning of something. Didn't take long for it to just be some plain old ordinary. Despite the clouds, something up in the sky catches my eye. Tiny little light streak across the horizon. Shooting star. Legend that wishing upon a star would make your wish come true is one that I stopped believing in a long time ago, but still.
I wish
with all my heart. Dragons in a land apart. It couldn't hurt, right?
I wish something good would happen. I'm not too picky about what, just something bigger than me. I could really use some kind of sign that I won't be like this forever.
They're really me.
Because that's what it feels like lately.
Really me. I don't even know what to wish for exactly. I hope that whoever's out there listening to these wishes can figure out what I mean.
I wish I knew how to change.
Oh god, they're really me. The light starts to get a little bit bigger and brighter, and I realize that's not a shooting star at all. It's just a ship coming in to land. Its headlights streak overhead before it lands downtown somewhere. I sigh, and that turns into a yawn. Cutting off the light at last, I climb into bed and try to get cozy. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? Maybe wishes can't come true without a star anyway. Next morning, I go downstairs to a house that's already woken up without me. The windows open, a breeze rustling through the curtain. It brings the smell of wildflowers into the kitchen, along with the earthly smell of my parents' garden. In the corner of the living room, the pile of camping gear that I had to dodge around in the dark last night had grown. A new lantern, as well as the matching blankets that Ma loves, have been tucked under the tent. My parents themselves, nowhere in sight, but there's a cup of coffee with my name on it. Literally, my name's on the mug. That was Ma's holiday project a few years ago. I take a seat around the corner where the screen is on and set to the local news. I have to listen as I stir some of Ma's homemade vanilla syrup into my... That reminds me, Granted, I don't have vanilla beans, but I can still make some vanilla syrup. I need to do that as... And stare out the window.
That's right, Ted. It's looking like another gray day in Willamere. And of course, there's one question that's on everyone's mind. Is this rain going to be gone by next week? We've caught up with a couple of off-worlders who are visiting Florel for the first time.
Okay, so
in
it is
order to catch
Florel.
the cosmic concurrence that's supposed to happen. Only problem is, they're not sure if they're going to be able to see it.
The camera shifts to focus on the pair standing close by.
Hey, I know them.
Well, kinda. Their silver skin and second pair of eyes stick out in memory, at least. I don't remember their names, but I met them a couple days ago when they first arrived on our planet. I helped them find their way to the temp lodge where they're staying, in one of the wings of the city hall. They talked to the reporter for a bit about how they came all the way from another star system, decided to visit for a few days, and make it a whole vacation. When we met, they asked me for recs on what to do or see while they're in town. I pointed out all my favorite places to get a snack or folks whose goods are worth checking out, and spots like the swimming docks and sea. But that's about as exciting as it'll get here on Florel. I hope their trip ends up being worth it and honestly, a trip like that would even as basic and boring as summer, it still sounds like my kind of paradise, honestly. After I finish breakfast, I clean up the kitchen and then myself, take a quick shower and get dressed for the day. I'll be helping out at school again this afternoon, but I made sure to keep my morning free. As I grab my coat and get ready to go, I notice a basket with a note by the door. And I went out to make some deliveries. This one is for Oletha. Don't eat them all yourself. I take a peek into the basket, spotting a bunch of cherry tomatoes. I plucked one for myself and then headed out the door. The note just said not to eat them all. Not to eat any. Mom and Ma have a pretty huge garden out in the backyard, plus there's the greenhouse upstairs. If I ever wanted to try to describe my goal for an art style, or at least the attempt of the art style that I wanted for my intro and exit screen, this is the style. Like, I always love like the sort of assuming oil paint aesthetic. At least that's what I want to assume. Anyone can feel free to correct me on that. Since we've always had tons of fruits and vegetables and flowers, way more than our family three can eat or require, we give them away at the local market every week, or drop things off at people directly. Sometimes folks have special requests like off-world spices or a medicinal plant, and my parents will do their best to grow them. One of the chores I hated most growing up, watering all the plants in the green. It seems so pointless since there's a million different machines that could have done it for me. It took me a while to realize that was the whole point. I don't mind it as much now. In fact, it's kind of rewarding to watch the little sprouts grow under my care. Even though I kind of will be going to bed last night, today's a new day. There's a patches of blue sky, even with clouds still covering most of it. A few ships pass overhead, probably on their way to the pedal street. I got my pilot's years ago, but I haven't flown since then. Anytime we go camping, my parents and I always take the trains as close as we can. Don't have a personal ship. Hardly anyone in Willowmere does. Today, if I wanted to, I could take one of the local shuttle lines and get dropped off close to Oletha's place. I don't mind walking though, especially when it's night. It's not that I dislike Florel or anything. I like it a lot. Its famous fields of flowers and flowing rivers always cheer me up when I'm down. I really am glad to live in a place this beautiful. What bugs me is that it's all I've ever known and seen. And what bugs me even more is that I know a lot of that is my own fault. It's not hard to go off-world. Almost anyone can do it. There's a dozen of passengers that take Pedal Street every day. PC watches over me from not too far away. Her from just about anywhere in Willowmere. In fact, I don't know of anywhere in town that you see her. I come to stop at a set of railway track, which makes sort of a boundary between the outskirts of town where we live and town itself. Behind me is a wide field dotted with flowers. Ahead of me, the buildings are much taller and closer together than the scattered houses like mine. To protect Florel's environment, mining for natural resources is super limited. Instead, we import a lot of ores and minerals from the nearby Stana asteroid belt or other traders. That means we make most buildings out of simple material compared to other high-tech planets. It gives towns like Willowmere a laid-back atmosphere and lots of visitors. I've been calling it quaint. Make my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing my town. Oh. I hate myself for that one. Making my way down the familiar street, I greet the people passing by with a smile or wave. It's the first day in while that's sunny enough to dry clothes from the balcony or toss a ball back and forth. Finally, I reach a building, take the elevator up to her, then knock. The door opens just a second later, courtesy of they must have been waiting.
Summer, come on in, honey. How have you been?
Morning!
I lean down to give her a hug.
I've been good. I've missed you. Can't believe it's been a week.
You're telling me. Here I am, counting down the days on my calendar.
Oh, stop.
We head into the living room and I sit down, holding out the gift I've been carrying.
These are for you, from Mom and Ma with love.
I give her the basket of cherry tomatoes that Ma picked for her.
Oh, thank you. And thank your mothers for me.
He hovers over it, looking for the perfect tomato, and pops one into her mouth.
You can tell they're fresh off the vine. Nobody grows a better garden than your parents, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty incredible.
I sprawl in the living room in a comfy chair while rolls into the kitchen and puts the tomatoes away.
Tea, honey?
Both, please.
One of our traditional jokes. Oh my. A moment later, she comes back out with a steaming teapot that she must also had waiting for me. Aletta makes her own blends, sometimes using fruits and spices we give her, and they're always delicious. This one has a deep rosy color and smells like one of Ma's orchids. I take a sip. It's both sweet and...
This is good. New flavor?
Mm-hmm. Finished it this morning. You think it's a winner?
I take another sip.
Maybe it's a little too sweet?
Mm-hmm. I was thinking that too. Well, it'll be back to the kitchen this afternoon until I get it right.
You entering one of Mr. Maza's contests again?
Of course. I can't lose 2 years in a row. My pride won't let me.
Her hands are a bit shaky as she sets down the teapot on the table. It's been hard noticing how that happens to her more and more often. The little robot zooms over to exist. I've been coming by since I was first getting to know her, and this was just a homework assignment. But we ended up getting so well that I just never stopped visiting. Sometimes she's like my third mother, or maybe my fourth grandmother.
So, you still busy getting ready for the who saw what's it?
What's it?
For the... Oh, the CosCon?
Right, that's the one. The name slipped my mind for a bit.
Wish that could be me. Yeah, it's been the center of my life for like a month now. And basically everyone else's. Even my mom's. Like, you wouldn't even think we're going on our camping trip next month. Most years, it's all they'll be thinking about for months ahead. But they still haven't even figured out what to pack.
Moo.
A lot of people are coming from off-world to see it. Me and the rest of Cece's helpers have been setting them up with places to stay while they're here. And my parents are helping with all the cooking.
You don't sound all that excited about it yourself.
I'm sorry. I just remembered I have to do something right quick, so I will take a short break and we will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Comfy.
I'm just not getting my hopes up, that's all. It's still Florel, after all. I know better.
Spoken like a true jaded old grump.
Hey now! Nobody knows what to expect. Even the scientists who calculated that it's gonna happen. All they know is that in 4 days, our universe is going to slide past another one.
Okay, that would be cool though. Scary, but cool.
There was this whole thing on TV explaining how they figured it out, but once they started using math with letters in it, I stopped paying attention.
Oh, that is... Oh. I do basic programming. Part of the...
When the sky started making all that noise, I let myself get excited. But if the cosmic concurrence itself is gonna be that disappointing too, then I'll just be glad when it's over.
Is it really that bad? I still haven't heard a peep from the sky myself. Maybe there's some silver lining to not hearing so good anymore.
You're really not missing much. Music and sound from another universe. Even saying it like that makes it sound cooler than it is. Maybe if it was more than a few seconds at a time and didn't wake me up every night.
Chocolate method takes a their lip. Sighed and looked at me with a knowing smile.
So, I take it you're not even gonna go see it then?
I'm still gonna watch, of course, as long as there's anything to watch. Speaking of which, you're totally gonna see it with me, right?
Oh, it sounds like it'll be well past my bedtime. I'll watch it on TV if I'm awake. Besides, you've got better things to do than to be spending all your time with an old fogey like me.
Uh-huh. Like what?
You should be telling me that. Your youth isn't gonna come around a second time, you know.
I know. I'm figuring stuff out still. Besides, what would you do without me, huh?
I suppose I'd have to find someone else to try my tea. Now tell me why I feel like I've heard that one before.
I volunteer. I like trying new drinks. I groan and press a pillow against my face.
Probably because I've been saying that for a few years now, right? There's just one thing holding me back, and her name is Summer.
You really telling me that there's at least 2 universes out there, and you still can't find one thing that gets you excited?
Ouch. It sounds a lot worse when you put it that way. I don't know. I don't know what I am.
First you know, now you don't know. Which is it?
I love both of them.
Still trying to figure that out too.
My legs up in the air, I roll myself into a sitting position.
I know I've been saying the same thing for forever now, but nothing I've tried really grabs me. You've seen me try drawing, bird watching, now dancing.
Acting.
Oh no, don't remind me, but yeah, acting too. See what I mean?
Been there.
You've got your show though. I know I'm not the only one who listens to it every week.
I guess so, but that's just me talking about myself and playing music that I like. You can get both of those anytime you want, you know? Like right now.
I pretend I'm in radio talking into the mic.
Coming at you live from Aletha's house, this is Summer's Pity Party, where everyone's invited. I'm your host, Summer Nansen, and today you're gonna hear me complain about the same stuff I always do.
Oh my god. Aletha grins.
It's my favorite radio program.
Leaving her mug next to mine, Aletha wheels herself over to one of the windows. She also likes to watch the world go by, just like I do. One of the things we first bonded over way back when.
You know, I've had a pretty good life myself. Been to a lot of places, seen my fair share of the stars. After I met William, we zipped around all over this galaxy and that. But before that, I was just like you, waiting for adventure to find me instead of going out and finding it myself. I spent years dreaming about what-ifs instead of making them happen. Once I got myself out there and saw more of what I was missing, I felt pretty silly for not doing it sooner. I don't think there's anyone who gets to be my age today and looks back wishing they'd done less. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with taking things slow and just letting life happen to you. But before you know it, you'll be an old woman staring out the window, and then you'll wish you'd really lived instead of just existed.
Damn, I was not expecting a call out during the demo. I get up from my spot to go give another big hug. I had to be careful not to feeling her bony frame. Sometimes it's easy to forget she, as old as she is, with the way she always keeps busy. But even in the few years I've known her, I watched her slow down. The reason I convinced her to get a robot to help her out was because there were more things she was not able to do by herself. She's one of those people who doesn't like having stuff done for her. Still, I'm glad there's someone to help her out when I'm not around. She doesn't have anything. Pats me on the shoulder as I sit back down.
Don't waste your youth, honey. That's all I'm trying to say.
I don't want to. I just need to figure out what it is that makes me happy. At least I know plenty of things that it's not.
Food.
You're still dancing, though?
Technically, when my body lets me. But it's not something I'm really into, I guess. It just kills some time and helps me keep healthy.
Well, you know I'll be here to hear about it when you decide on what you're doing next.
I know, you always are.
Morning passes quickly for me to head out. Usually I go to CC, but heading straight from my old school, that means a quick walk to the closest train station. I managed to snag my favorite by the window, but I don't pay much attention as it would pass. That I'm wasting my youth. It's not the first time she's. Today hits a little bit different. It feels stuck. Like it's supposed to. Don't know what. First few raindrops start to fall as we reach the station.
Figures.
Pulling my coat tighter around, head towards the high school. Welching through the mud, I hurry as fast as I can. Pretty close, but I still have to cross the field and most of the camp.
Should have brought an umbrella.
I think I forget mine more than I remember. The other folks are milling about. A stranger holds the main door for me to go inside. There's a hot coffee station set up near. Close by, there are some rags and rugs to clean up. Rack for me to leave my coat. Then I head for the office, which is where we've set up our base of community. When I started coming here a couple weeks ago for prep work, it was the first time I've been back to the school since my friends and I graduated nearly 5 years ago. Walking through those doors as an adult was real fun. Not that long ago, I was here every day, but now I'm an someone who doesn't belong. I don't mind that too much. Who wants to go back to high school anyway? But it does make me miss some of the people. 3 of them in particular. Although it's not like I ever stopped missing them. When we walked out of the school for the last time, I thought that was just the beginning of our time together. Hannah, Lynn, Izzy. We've been friends for over half of our lives at that point. It's just made sense that the freedom adulthood was where things would really start. I sure wasn't expecting that to fall apart. Told me then that we eventually out running with them. There's no way I'd happily. And yet, here we are. Trying to clear my head, I focus on the task list. Everyone else is working hard, so I can't slack off either.
Let's see. Pretty much what I expected.
The list of tasks is, but I have to set up the seating for one of the viewing rooms, out the display situation, put together the menu, ingredient list from. Both of them were super excited to help out, unlike me. Love the idea of coming back here. Say it brings back night memories for them too, although they're way different. Mom's from Florel, but not Willamere. Ma's from a different planet, so neither of them spent as much time here as I did. Although they had the school event and parent-teacher conference, nor were the parts I barely remember. Get it though. I'm sure I'll be the same way if I ever have kids of my own.
Alright, first up, chair time.
Main auditorium's been set up, but we're expecting to have more people that can fit in there. So we put together a few overflow rooms too. All the desk and stuff has been cleared out, so I need to set up temporary chairs. I find a cart full of them, and I take it back to the first room that I'm in. Ceiling's already been decorated with tie-dye cotton, and there's a hand-painted welcome sign taped to one of the walls, speckled in toddler finger paint. Little by little, the I can't deny how satisfying. Going from the room, I unload and unfold chairs that have become like it dance. There's a rhythm to it all, but just to entertain myself. This takes me back. Normally, Izzy'd be all over this kind of job. Dummy work, as she call it, aka something even a dummy like her. I managed to get things done. 4 rooms and uncountable number of seats later, I'm finally finished. On other planets, people don't do stuff like by hand. It's pretty much unheard of. There are robots who could do what I did in half the time and with way fewer snacks. Here on Florel, though, people just like doing things the old-fashioned way, even if that the hard way too. Once I'm rested up, it's to my next task, making sure displays are all set for the view. For that, I'll need to go to the tech lab. I can still automatically follow the path. And the time spent away, no match for the years I spent here, but I'm passing through yet another. I spotted something unexpected. Just up ahead, a seemingly frozen in place with their I was go. Probably here with parents. Didn't put on a big smile. Pretty used.
Hey there, are you okay?
Oh. It's out of my way, snake turn around, but I can instantly see that it's not a kid. It's a robot.
Greetings. All within my perception appears to be okay. However, I am presently lost.
I love them. I love them.
Sounds like you're not totally okay then.
The little robot peers up at me, inquisitive look on its pixelated face. It reminds me a bit of the rich robots that I've heard about, except better dressed.
Is that so? My friend says that being lost is simply an opportunity to discover someplace new. So, I'm feeling very fulfilled right now.
I am getting Ruby vibes from this robot, and I am here for it. To demonstrate just how fulfilled, the robot displays a little meter on the screen that's filling up. The charging bar reaches the end and then overflows, playing a little jingle. It's cute, and I can't help but most of the robots I've met like a couple, but in person. This one even waves its arms in celebration. Notice it carrying a book.
Wow, you weren't joking.
No, I'm still learning about jokes. However, I'm hoping to incorporate this functionality soon. I will pursue that endeavor at a different time. Currently, I need to locate the library.
Oh, I should have guessed. Well, you're in luck because I'm going that way too. Just follow me.
Thank you. Your assistance is most appreciated.
No prob. We're not too far away.
Instead of walking, the robot lifts up off the ground and hovers alongside of me.
So, what's that book you're reading?
I am not the one who read it. I'm returning this on behalf of my friend. I volunteered to make the journey in order to experience a new environment.
It holds the book so I can see it.
Oh, I know that one. A friend of mine read it a long time ago.
I recognize the cover. It has a picture of the three main characters on the front, all sitting at a table together. One of them appears like a fox. When checked that book out back in our last year of school, I remember seeing them carry it around, but I never heard whether they liked it or not. For all I know, they never even finished reading. The robot, I noticed, is very careful with the book, even when it's waving it around. Maybe it's used to transporting delicate specimen. After a couple more twists and turns, we arrive at the library, which is right next to the tech lab where I was headed for.
Ta-da! You can just drop it in the box, right here. Need any help?
No, I would prefer to accomplish this task on my own.
It's a little independent robot. Rolling up to reach the slot, the robot deposits the book and then plays another victory song.
Congrats! You did it!
Yippee!
Yes. Yes, I did. Thank you for assisting in finding this place. You were integral to the completion of my mission.
Aw, don't mention it. Happy to help.
I am afraid I cannot honor your request. I'll be making a mention of this encounter to my friend. However, I am sure they will also be pleased to hear my report.
Okay, I guess we can make a one-time exception then. But don't go mentioning it to anyone else.
Affirmative. I'll be leaving now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye!
The robot happily buzzes off down the halls, going back the way we came.
I hope it doesn't get lost.
Now that I think about it, maybe I should have offered to show it the way. Well, it's a robot. I'm sure it'll figure. Using the key code I was given, I unlocked the tech lab and make sure everything's properly set up. Compared to getting all those chairs ready, this is... There's a bunch of different live feeds from around town that I check off and approve. And I also do a test run of the space. Some folks will want to mingle and just watch the main live feed, which is what we have broadcasting in the auditorium. But for people who want a more immersive experience, one of the science labs has been suited up with a simulation room that makes it your actual HUD. Hannah and I use something similar for fun. They're designed for kids to get a hand at what during class. Honestly, I would love something like that for like a science class. We spend our free periods exploring what kind of weird options were available. Stuff like strange skeleton, their planet. I sit down and sign in. Doesn't seem like the software's changed at all since I last used. I won't be the running things on the actual night of the concurrence, so I need to prep things for whoever will be. Checking over it all is simple, but it takes a while, especially when I keep getting distracted by the other feed. For people watchers like me, sitting here is almost too much power. Still, even in a focus rush, it takes the better part of an hour before I'm finally satisfied enough to say I'm finished.
Alright, almost done. Let's do this.
Psyching myself out, stretching my up the lab and head to my final destination, cafeteria. I find a variety of ingredients waiting for pasta and veggie, other stuff too. I take inventory of all, organizing some stuff like our at home. This will be my mom's base of operations at night, and I won't be surprised if I end up here too. They both love to cook for a crowd, since it gives them a chance to show off. We got the menus with a list of orders for the attendees at home, so we'll use the first list I make here to figure out what bring to the garden. I wandered through the coolers and pantries, jotting down everything on a notepad as I go. I take a picture of the list, sending that to both my mom, then stuff in my coat pocket. Finally done for the day. I don't have long to even think about heading home, because the moment I go back in front of school, someone flags me over to help with some task of their own. I end up running around for hard stuff I've been in. By the time I'm fine, afternoon sunshine pouring through. Head outside. Makes for a nice walk to the station and a smooth train ride back. Been another long day. Had to, had to be flat in my instead of sitting or but also the end of these before I know it, things will be back to the don't mean thing I know I'm with a blanket pillow stuffed under. The lights have been turned off other than a lamp in the living room with me. But the night's just beginning. Although the stars are out, it's closer to dinner time than bedtime. Oh, sometimes it just be like that. So many ways. It just be like that. Yawning, I tossed out the blanket and rolled at my feet, heading into the kitchen, makes myself some. After mulling over my choices, I pick a fruity blend Olitha gave me a few visits ago. While it's steeping, one of the doors to the outside opened and Ma strolled.
Oh, hey, you're up.
Yep. Good morning.
Peeking out the window, she makes a face.
You might be off by a few hours on that one.
It's morning time somewhere out there.
What they have you doing up at the school? Mom and I came back and found you conked out on the couch.
Or
Oh, they needed someone big and strong like me to set up a bunch of chairs and computers.
Well, you woke up just in time, because Mom and I got the stuff to make some butter cookies.
butter cookie? Grabbing my mug, I bounce away from the counter to clear a space.
Don't let me slow you down.
Food.
You still gotta wait a bit. Mom's out in the garden now grabbing stuff from your grocery list.
I'm on my way already.
My parents' butter cookies are famous neighborhood-wide. The sooner they get started baking, the sooner I can start eating them. I pop out the door that Ma just came, spotting Mom already on her way in, so I hold it open for her. Smiles gracefully, turning to avoid hitting me with the box full of produce she's carrying.
Is that everything?
I think so. We'll pull the peppers and onions next week so they're fresh. What else was on your list?
Let me see.
I reached for the note that I shoved into the pocket of my coat. Wait. No way. No way! I left my coat at the school! I left my coat at the school. Oh no! I was so distracted by the nice weather when I left that I forgot all about the bad weather when I got there. A classic summer blunder.
Ugh, or not. I forgot my jacket up there.
Oh, wait, didn't you take a picture of it and send it to the mom? I had the list on my phone, but I'll need my jacket itself for tomorrow. Don't clear out right now, but there's no telling when the rain. I already know what I'm at the and as I try to think of an alternative. With a free hand, Mom pats me on the shoulder. She knows.
Guess I'm heading out.
There should be cookies by the time you get back at least.
That does make it a bit better. Be home soon.
Taking my shoes on by the door, step out into. Willamere at this time is a lot. Okay, the text box being on the side threw me off a little. Willamere at this time is a lot different than Willamere during the day. There is hardly any nightlife or a place to hang out late. That's why I'm usually the last one out of season when I do my evenings. Just gonna screenshot this right quick. Wait, hold on. For some reason, screenshots aren't flipping to. Clipboard. Alright, bear with me for 1 second. I'll do this. With the open sky, we get a ton of natural starlight, which sustains a lot of the overhead Florel's twin moons have begun to rise. Nighttime brings a whole bunch of plants to life that are dormant during the day. Shimmering moon blooms glow at my lighting path with their bell-shaped buds. By the time I get home, more will have lit. The air feels lovely, so instead of heading for the station and waiting for a train, I decided to jog this. Besides, I got plenty of energy to burn up. Starting slow, I hurried down well-tended dirt paths, crossing empty roads illuminated by street lamps. Some houses have already gone dark, while others still have their windows lit. Just like arranging pairs, I find a rhythm for my footsteps to follow, a beat that I can run to. Maintaining my form is a game I play against myself. Like a good session at my class, the growing soreness in my legs and lungs are satisfying, proof that I can still push myself, that I'm alive and healthy. I'm sweating by the time I park that used to be one of my friends. That used to be one of my friends and my favorite hangout spots. It's about halfway between my house and also about halfway from the station that Hannah and Izzy would get home. I spent hours of my life sitting on those swings or under those trees. Now I just run right past them. Across the river and out the park, the rest of the way from here to the school is covered in hills, soft, gently sloping one for the most part, but still enough to make me gradually slow to a walk. My breathing is heavy as I start the final ascent, building itself looming in darkness ahead. Just ahead, I spot the first other person I've seen since leaving my house. One of the bright overhead lights at the edge of the campus is shining down, giving me a clear view of the surprisingly familiar face. It's a little robot that I saw earlier today. It waves when it notices me, rising up into the air.
Greetings! You have returned. That is most unexpected.
Same to you! I forgot my coat, so I I'm back to get it. What about you?
This time, I'm accompanying my friend. They are presently at the school. I have chosen to remain out here so far. The local plant species here are quite fascinating. However, I would like to join them. May I accompany you?
Sure thing. I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Summer. Summer Nansen.
Usually I wouldn't be so chatty with a robot, but this clearly isn't a normal one. It reminds me a lot more of a person than a machine that cleans the floors and windows at CC. Plus, it's already our second meeting. I hear the sound of fans spinning in the robot's body as it processes that.
That is quite the coincidence. My friend knows someone on this planet who is named Summer Nansen. My name is Curiosity. I'm very pleased to meet you, Summer Nansen.
Love Curiosity.
Just Summer is fine. And wait, who's your friend?
Is it Quinn?
The name that they have chosen is Quinn.
It's Quinn! It plays a small celebratory jingle. Drinking to halt, I rub my ear, certain that I must have heard, or that I'm more tired than I thought.
Sorry, one more time?
The name that they have chosen is Quinn.
May not be the machine, but I feel like I'm sure I fell asleep and because there's no possible but it's
Quinn... son?
Yes, that is their full name.
Oh.
Quinn's son, aka formerly one of my close friends. The fact that this robot knows them is total shock, and at the same time, such a Quinn thing that I'm not surprised at all. Curiosity hovers, still looking at me, probably waiting for some kind of response. And is not sure how to respond.
You're saying Quinn is just up ahead at the school?
I don't really know which answer I want to hear.
Unless they have left me behind, then yes, they are.
Well, that's a scary thought. I don't dwell on it. Don't want to tempt fate. I choose my words carefully, afraid to mess this up.
Can you take me to see them?
I can. Follow me.
Curiosity doesn't share my hesitation. The little robot turns and floats off into the darkness, leaving me standing there by myself. I kind of expected it to say no. Now that it's leaving, I find myself rooted in place. What will I even say if they don't want to see me? Wouldn't they have come and found me if they did? There's 100 reasons this might be a bad idea. But still, there's way more reasons why it might not be. Besides, I wanted something to happen. A chance like this is better than I could have actually hoped for. Plus, I want to stare off into the darkness at the quickly disappearing robot. Doesn't seem to be waiting to see if I actually follow or not. When can't think of them without also thinking about it. We were inseparable. I felt like we could do anything together. Then after school finished, Hannah went off to school on another, like she's been dreaming of for years. Izzy stuck around for a while, but I don't know what happened to her the last couple of years. As for Quinn, well, they chose to leave the planet. The last time I saw them, they were sleeping on the floor at my house. Or at least they had been. I woke up to them standing in the doorway. I asked when they were coming back, and they said they weren't. Sure enough, I never heard from them again. As far as I know, none of us did. Out of the three of them, Quinn is the last one I would have expected to run into like this. So, it's pretty safe to say I have no idea how to feel. But as I said, or at least the words from earlier echo in my head. Nobody looks back and wish they'd done less.
Alright, well, can't say I didn't try.
I hurry to catch curiosity before it gets out of sight. The robot chatters on, not even noticing that I was gone. I doubt it has functionality to detect an awkward silence. That probably comes in handy around Quinn.
With Quinn's help, I've been coming to learn about the tendencies and habits of humans. For instance, did you know that human beings can express at least 3 different emotions?
Angry, happy, and hungry? I laughed loudly despite my nerves, before quickly catching myself.
Only 3?
As if there was any doubt, we're definitely talking about the same core.
At least 3. How many can you think of? Which ones am I lacking?
Let's see. Happy, sad, angry, excited, lonely, jealous? That's 6 so far.
6! You have doubled my knowledge already. Thank you very much. I can see why Quinn called you their friend.
They said that? They called me their friend?
Yes. They have referred to you as their dear friend previously.
Oh, I almost stumped pride. But this time, instead of being hit by a truck, it's like a weight is off of my chest.
They still think of me that way?
Fighting my life to keep from smiling to start walking again, faster this time. Curiosity matches my speed and even outpaces me. Overhead, the starry sky twinkled. If it were as if aware of how immense night this one that's vast and full of promise.
You walk much faster than Quinn. This is fun. I cannot believe humans do not walk at high speeds everywhere.
Very top of the hill, the silhouette darkness. Curiosity.
Oh, it is just ahead. The place we said we would meet.
Said that they, but I know alt doesn't necessarily. Before I can finish my curiosity about a joyful 5-note melody. Little thruster from its giving it a hand. I jog ahead to triggering the motion brightly, illuminating the person I was waiting. I love them all. Standing alone in the middle of the sidewalk, hand outstretched to the rushing robot. Quinn. They have the smallest of smiles on their face as they greeted the playful machine. At first sight of them jolts me to a stop. This is real. Actually happening. Somehow I managed to find my own thrusters and put on a burst. As I force them, I call out.
Quinn!
They glance up as I stumble, barely keeping balance by flailing my arm. It's a halt right in front of them, hands on my knee.
You're really here.
That wasn't what I wanted to say, but thoughts of a coherent sentence went out the door the moment I actually opened my mouth. In a way, it's like one never left. All these familiar feelings of warmth, friendship, and humility fill my chest. When it just stands there, staring at me like they've been expecting me to show up. They don't seem fazed at all. Then I notice their hand is twitching, like they were hit by the same invisible force field when I saw them.
Summer.
Love them. Oh, they're fake.
Hi, Summer. You're here too.
Their hair, shaggy as always, but way shorter now. It looks like they never hit their growth spurt either, despite telling all of us so many times they'd hit it someday. The sweater they're wearing is, at least to me, but it's the same classic Quinn style, oversized to the point where it makes them look shapely. And the way they're standing, somehow shows that they don't know if they should stay or leave. It's me.
Yeah, I ran into curiosity, and it told me about you. What have you... Where have you...
In just a few seconds of staring at each other, my heart feels a million things. Part of me wants to ask why they never called, or wrote, or anything. It's been 5 years silent. But a bigger part of me doesn't care. All those feelings that mix together into something results in something. Finally straightening to face them at eye level, just smile. Same way I would when they walk through the classroom door, or if we'd meet up on weekends.
You're back. I missed you.
Finally, they smiled too.
Yeah. I missed you too.
I glance around us. I wonder if I turn around, they'll disappear.
Are you staying?
Quinn avoids my eyes for a moment before shrugging.
We were just leaving. I just wanted to come by and see the school, but it's busy during the day.
Oh, yeah. We're using the school as a place for people to watch the cosmic concurrence next week. That's this big thing that's happening.
Quinn nods.
Yeah, that's why I'm on Florel.
We will be going to another planet after its conclusion.
I look at the robot by Quinn's side. Eyes show pure delight. I can tell from both their body language that the two of them are important to each other. Leave it to Quinn to have picked up an android for her best friend after they... How?
Oh, I see.
I love their... Such a... Honestly... A movie. Oh. Two of us look at each. I have to imagine is on both of our words. Some. Okay. Words. Some. Say it.
I'd really love it if we could catch up before you go. It doesn't have to be long. It can be wherever, whenever. I'm pretty much free all the time.
There's so much I could say, want to say, but much is too much. To me, when like this is a wish come true. Second, I'm afraid for the desperate I am. I swallow and turn away. My heart skips a beat. Curiosity peers up at Quinn.
Sorry.
Her soft voice barely carries over their own shoulder. Curiosity peers up at Quinn, the robot's expression changing at just...
To be honest, this is difficult for me.
Bite my lip. Hold my breath. Anything stop the shaking.
I thought about coming to see you, but...
Silent. But what? I tried to read the silence that follows their word, but they decided they didn't want it. Or was it something more like me? Maybe they just didn't know how to. I think about what it is that I want, what I really want to happen right now. I want things to be again. I briskly walk over, getting more into Quinn's personal space than most people are allowed. Reaching towards them, they're already wide eyes get taking the strings of hoodie and all. I used it whenever Quinn was being emo. Oh my. Oh, well. They flinch either out of habit or genuine surprise.
Well, I came and saw you first instead.
Seems to throw them back on track. Blushing, they still manage to...
Yeah. I'm glad you did.
So relieved that I guessed, right?
I'm busy tonight, but I'm not tomorrow.
All right. Tomorrow, then.
Okay. See you then.
Promise?
I'll put out my peak. Consider for a moment before wrapping their own finger around mine.
Promise.
Whoa, I witnessed a new ritual. Today has been one of the most exciting days of my life.
I love all of them.
Well, that's what happens when summer's around.
You're looking down at Kira with a smile. They're close enough for me to pull them into a surprise hug. That one sentence makes me feel better than anything in the past year. Although I could feel them stiffen at first, it only took a second before Quinn relaxed and hugs me back. For just a moment, I feel like nothing has changed. Like we're 16 again and saying goodbye after.
See you soon.
My voice is barely a whisper.
Yeah. Take care.
I slowly untangle myself from step away. I'm sure that in the bright lights of the tears in my eyes are obvious. That's okay though. One of them much this. Curiosity takes Quinn's hand and waves to with the other one.
Goodbye. It was nice to encounter you a second time. I am looking forward to our third.
Me too. And the next one, and the one after that.
That would be the fifth one.
Curiosity.
Yeah, that one too.
Gentle tug, Quinn leads Curiosity back toward headed. Wherever. I stay at the top of the hill, waving until they're out of sight. For all I know, could turn out never see. One tomorrow. Wiping my eyes, head to the front, slipping inside. My coat is right where I left it, of course, and I retrieve it, head back out with it. It's not too good, so I wrap my coat around my waist instead of wearing it.
Thanks for staying behind here. You really helped me out.
We'll leave out the fact that I'm the one who forgot it in the first place. Not that my jacket chose to stay. Still, if it weren't for that, I'd be lying for bed wishing that start a song. I don't know what, but I'm determined not to let this after the next. By all rights, I should be exhausted. Don't. I start to taking the path down. It's hard to explain the feeling of momentum. It's sort of like I could go forever. Stopping is unthinkable. I'm filled with a desperate urge, no, a need to do something, to not let this energy, excitement in. Down the grassy slope and gray sidewalks, I run until I reach the park. There, just as I arrive, I feel the first few tremors of a familiar shaking. The music consists of a distant strumming. There sounds like a swirling wind, accompanied by a voice singing along. I can't stop. Look up at the stars where the sound is coming from. Even though there's nothing to see, celestial noise captivates me like it hasn't since the time I heard it. Whoever they are, I don't think they're singing words, just sound. Yet, hear what they're feeling. The joy in their voice is clear, even across the boundary of our universes. Closing my eyes, I take a second to just let myself experience. instead of getting annoyed at how it doesn't go away, I try to listen and enjoy the music for the short time that it'll be there. Whatever it is that's making him sing like that. It'd be nice to that way too. Of course, just a few later, it all comes to an end. Near silence of night crawls back in. Stillness comes over. How did it shape the excitement I was feeling in the act? Slowly, I'll pull out my phone, taking and wanting to open my inbox and through the names top parents, advisor, the volunteer. I have to scroll and scroll until I find the names I'm looking for. Hannah, Izzy, always the running Quinn like it did already see. So the idea of reaching out to the others as well, it feels like pushing my luck. But hey, maybe it's time I push myself in. Mustering my confidence, I tap on Hannah's name, in our long dead conversation. I force myself not to look at whatever our SV messages said. Don't want to know or remember right. Instead, I focus on writing something new. Hey Hannah, it's Summer. I pause. Should I add my last name? No, you'll know. I know that's out of nowhere, but I was hoping maybe I could see if you're on Florel sometime soon. Part of me is tempted to just spill my guts out, telling her all about how I regretted the way we drifted out of touch. I know better than it's easy to overwhelm, especially when she's not expecting. So, it's my message. I miss you. Too much to say that? Maybe not. I won't let it stop me. Before I can lose my nerve, I send a message. Then I copy it over and send something similar to Izzy. Then I feel like throwing my phone as far away from myself as possible to avoid staring at it constantly for X however long until they respond. Instead, I make a much more rational decision of returning home. Several times I check it, certain that I felt the buzz of response, but each time it's just my imagination. It's kinda late. I'm sure it'll be a shock. Both of them. So as much as I can, I try to be patient.
Okay, Summer. You can do this.
I went 4 years without speaking to them. I'm sure I can handle another few hours of.
I'm home.
Kick off my shoes, leaving a growing pile of hiking boots, and follow the scent of butter cookies towards the living room.
Hey, Sunshine. We were wondering what happened to you.
Summer, come eat these before we finish them all ourselves. Ma came close.
You've got Mom to thank. I was ready to make you wait for the next batch.
Sorry, just kind of looking at some other. Discord being Discord, no telling what's going on in the server.
I've had all kinds of good luck tonight.
Leaning in, I steal a cookie from Ma's plate. For the first time, I realize my cheeks are sore from smiling.
I have good news.
I take a big bite while I grin at them, letting crumbs fall from my face.
Oh, do share.
don't keep us in suspense over here.
No, I think I'm gonna just sit here and leave you in anticipation. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. Patient.
Not sure I want to tell someone who is ready to let me go without cookies like that.
Ugh, Summer!
Summer, no chill. Mom leans forward, right over Ma's lap, and lowers her voice.
I'll keep it a secret.
Oh my. I look over at Ma, who's maintaining a steady expression, looking at her fingernails, pretending not to care. Just then, the timer starts to ring from the kitchen. Ma looks from there, where the next batch is ready to be taken out. And back to Mom and me. I can see the panic in her eye.
I take bribes.
I'll let you release the ladybugs tomorrow morning.
Deal! I was gonna tell both of you anyway.
What a dirty trick! Who raised you?
You. Mom throws her hands up and leans back in the chair, smiling even at her. Ma shakes her head, goes and slides the tray out. Give us a hot, fresh cookie on our way back. Keeping things a secret together is fun to bribe Ma with, but really want to tell them both. I open my mouth to talk. Goes completely. Erica can... Oh, okay, my brain even buffered at that point. The air condition gets quieter as both Mom and Ma looks at me expecting. But I have to... I'm aware of how... But in my hand... Just for me. Again,
Summer,
but...
are you all right?
This is and I'm like hotting. Got a hot tea.
Oh no. Oh, why am I crying? I'm happy. I promise. It's good news.
I'll go get you a water.
Mom stays behind and rub my back. For a moment, I felt the water bottle pressing in my hand. Flip open, look at some taste, and deep breath. Breath.
Better?
Yeah. Better.
One more sip for good measure. Hold it tightly in my lap and down towards it, trying to find the words again.
I saw Quinn. They were at the high school.
That opens the floodgate. The one I was looking. Not more out of nowhere crying. It's not a long story, but I find myself caught up in details. Leaving my jacket behind, the little robot, the odd way it spoke and what it about unlike but I've ever seen. Seeing Quinn, worrying the whole time about what I was saying. They were happy to see. The relief of that hug we promised of each other tomorrow.
I don't know what we're gonna even do together. I don't even know if I should plan anything or just show up.
Mom lets out a slow sigh, her brow knitting. They do. Man is struggling and agree. or a recipe turns out wrong. Doesn't happen all.
Well, it's not that serious.
Huh? Mom's face relaxes. She meets her gaze with a soft smile. Behind her, Ma grip.
I think she's trying to say that Quinn is your friend, right? Don't overthink it.
Good save.
Exactly. You were happy to see each other. It'll all work out.
Mom tends to simplify her thoughts as much as possible, often leading to situations like the Mom's relentless optimism and simplicity balances out well with it. And, well, thinking. Ma really underestimates how much I get.
You're thinking too big about what to do and what to say. Just start small. Like, how do you feel about it? One word.
Oh shit, we get selections. Nervous, excited, but nervous, and maybe a little excited, but not like too much. Oh my god. We have choices. We have to make choices. Oh no, I have to make a choice.
Sort of nervous and maybe a little excited, but not like too much.
That's... what is it? 12 too many?
Okay, no, but that's a total me answer.
Fancy?
Anxious?
Yeah, antsy and anxious.
Still, too many words, but this time I smile at the situation. Mom ruffles my hair a bit.
Close enough for me. I understand some, but, well... You're a good kid, Summer. You're one of the funniest, brightest young ladies this side of the universe. I'm sure Quinn will remember that if they've somehow managed to forget after all this time. They're a good kid, too.
It's weird being called kids when we're both in our 20s, but I nod. I guess to her, we're still the hyperactive running around in the backyard. And all our years of silence is nothing more than a rough patch. In a way, she might be right.
I'm worried I might scare them off or completely fumble it somehow.
But
when I saw Quinn earlier, it felt so lucky. Like I glanced up just in time to see a shooting star. I got caught up in it, and even if I was worried, I was just so happy to see them that it didn't matter.
So, you just lost your momentum.
Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely overthinking.
Food.
told you so.
I smirked and poked, but she returns by handing me another cookie.
Eat up then. Good food and a nice movie helps everything.
Well, let's not go crazy on the cookies until you've had some actual food. We have some leftover pho if you want.
Please.
Ma stands up again and brings the tray of cookies with her to the kitchen. Out of Mom and I's room, but not before Mom now. Good food and a nice movie. I'm not sure if I could provide a movie, but I bask in the smell of dinner and savor each bite. Wonder when the last time Quinn went. It's a random thought, but I feel it prodding my brain. Growing up, all of our lunches at school, something like a bag of chips and The only time they dinner was at our home. I don't know what what we'll talk about, but I'm sure we could figure it out over one step at a time. I fall asleep on the couch and bundle up and then the old rom-com always puts on. The rich earthly smell of soil permeates the entire sticks to my skin. Despite it still being dark. For the first time in a long time, I woke up before my not early enough to be moms, who are both inside and awake. They've always been early risers. Constant buzz of anticipation for the coming day kept me in. There's so many questions I want to ask Quinn when I see them. So many more I wonder if I even. Plus, there's still lingering nerves that came from messaging the other two. The first thing I did when I opened my eyes this morning was check for a response, but there wasn't any. Not from either of them. At least the ladybugs are. They've got a date with the cucumber plate, and it's up to me to play matchmaker.
Good luck today, ladies. Knock 'em dead.
Early morning right after the garden watered. Early morning right after the garden is watered is the ideal time for ladybugs out. They're more likely to stick around instead of flying away, leaving you behind. I spread open the mesh net that the care try to coat them out on.
Come on. I know it's scary, but you gotta get out there.
It's not like I'm really asking. Our exceptionally rainy season had led to a lot of pests. Ladybugs will help deal with them. I shake the bag and a handful of them pull out quickly, writing them. I reach in and let a few crawl out and closer, parking them beside.
Look, VIP service.
I wish I had VIPs. They slowly start to make their way over onto the plane. Some take flying off to other parts of the garden. As long as they stayed in the area, it's good enough for me.
Alright, now for the next group.
I make my way around the air, repeating what I just for an oath. The sun starts to rise, and I take my time grounding myself in the moment. Cold stone floor under my bare feet. Tickling ladybugs crawl up my pause helps me like I can face the day. After I finish releasing all the bugs, I wander around the greenhouse like a moth, moving from lamp to. While I'm pacing, the door slides open and Ma pokes her head in.
Some.
Are you ever coming downstairs?
Soon. Why?
There's pancakes and a surprise.
A surprise?
What's the surprise?
Plot twist, it's Quinn.
It wouldn't be a surprise if I told you. Now, get your butt down there.
Ma shuts the door again, leaving me on my own. I don't even know what the surprise could be. This must be Ma's way of getting back at me for a secret before. I head inside and wash my hands. I already took a Ready to go. I follow this in a warm syrup.
Such an appetite.
Oh god, it is Quinn.
You're gonna choke if you don't slow down a little. No one's gonna steal them, you know.
It is. It is.
But they're super tasty. Plus, the chef is super pretty too.
No,
But they're
it's not
super
him.
tasty. Plus, the chef is super pretty too.
Hold up. It might be someone else.
Ah, brother. What does that have to do with anything?
I freeze, dead in my tracks. Certainly didn't actually hear what I thought.
Still quite the charmer, huh? Well, it's a good thing the chef prepared extra today. Help yourself.
Hell yeah! Thanks!
For the love of. Drink your milk, Lancaster.
Lancaster?
I've whispered a name back to my comes out in hushed disbelief. So then I fly around the corner and catch her right as she's about to cram an entire pancake in her mouth.
Is he?
The pancake dangles off the head of her fork and determined look in her eyes fade. Her face totally goes blank. I love. For long, 18 seconds, we stare at each other. Neither know what to do, how to react. Oh gosh, it's awkward. It's really awkward. I just burst in here like a maniac, screaming her name. If there was an official list of things you shouldn't do after not seeing someone for years, I'm certain this would be at the top of the list.
Hi, Summer?
Leaping to her feet, her tall legs knock her chair to the floor. By the time I realize what's happening, she's already charging straight for me, arms spread wide.
Summer!
I brace myself for a tackle, but Izzy goes one step beyond and scoots me off my feet, whirling me around and around. I dig my nails into her, as tight as I can. Emotions rise and fall faster than I can process. Everything comes out as one loud squeal. We bump into the cupboard, but flail against. Even though I almost send a bowl of pancake batter flying, I see my mom's. They're just full. Izzy finally sets me down. My shoulders firmly in place so that I can find balance. When I do, I feel dizzy. My head is swimming with so many questions.
I can't. What? When? Why? How?
I got your text, man. Figured I'd hop over and answer in person. Revive the old tradition of bugging you at the crack of dawn.
And I was just thinking maybe Mimi and I could have a nice, quiet morning together.
Breakfast with Izzy before school weren't uncommon. In fact, it was weirder if she wasn't. If she didn't sleep over the night before, then she almost always got here in time to wake me up.
You're not bugging me. You've never bugged me.
Her smile slips, so does her grip on me. Right when I start to worry really hard, that I said something. He pulls me in tighter and smirks.
Good.
Oh god, there. I rest my forehead on her shoulder. It's toned and hard. But the texture of her jacket brushes against my skin, and the cinnamon tinge of her cologne is so strong it burns the hairs in my... But it's all Lizzie. Decisively Izzy. It all melts together. It's a signal that she's here. It's what matters. Mom gives an exaggerated stretch and yawn.
Well, I think a nice walk would make it a perfect morning.
She prods Mom with an elbow.
You're right. Let me just put my shoes on and we can head out.
Wow, real subtle.
Whatever could you mean?
Oh, whatever could you mean? I just laugh. I do appreciate my parents catch up. Ma waves from the other, linking arms with Mom. With her free hand, but she wags a finger at Izzy.
Lancaster?
Oh no, angry Ma.
Sup?
Sup?
Don't break anything.
You've got my word, Mrs. N. I won't break anything I can't fix.
Ma grimaces, but shrugs.
At least I know you're good for it.
It was nice seeing you again, sweetie. And let your parents know we said thank you for all their hard work getting the power back on during that nasty storm.
Count on it.
Oh, and expect a gift basket soon.
All right, let's get out of their hair now.
Ma sprinkles us a wave as they disappear around the corner. Doors shut. The wind chimes on the porch, singing their gentle song. Alone in the quiet of the... Just look at her, taking it.
What? Something on my face?
Actually, yeah.
Across the bridge of her nose, glittering specks of purple and blue. Looking like something between confetti and freckle.
It's looking pretty colorful.
Yeah, that's what happens with dark energy. Got him on my arms, too.
It's so... Keep it, please, keep it. With the flex of her bicep ball, she gestures so I can give a quick squeeze. Solid.
Still working the farm, huh?
Of course I am. What else would I be getting up to?
Trouble?
Well, that just goes without saying.
Beside me, Izzy was the only one of us to stick around and stay on Flora. And my defense is after 1 a.m. so my brain probably slowly getting fried. Well, I think after the next, like, cutscene, not cutscene, but like, next scene, when we get to the next scene chain, we'll probably call it there. Depending on how much it's at. Besides me, Izzy was the only one of us to stick around and stay on Florel after graduation. We bumped into each other occasionally in town, but never with more than a word or two of greeting. Been a while since the last time, though.
To be honest, I figured you joined the Peace Rangers by now.
Izzy winces at my word. The place like a balloon, losing all its hot air.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, life.
Mood. Breaking on my hug, she leans against the counter, staring up at the ceiling. Sir?
I think I've mostly given up on that at this point.
What?
It ain't that weird, is it?
Sounds like it is.
Kinda. Yeah, you've always talked about joining. As soon as you had the chance.
Even the last time we really talked, that was her goal. Her dream. As far back as middle school, when she and I first met. There was an ongoing tectonic crisis happening on some far-off planet, and the Peace Rangers were in charge of rescue and restoration. We talked about it some in class, but Steve was obsessed with extra videos and time. It was the only occasion that I can remember her being excited in school. When the crisis finally cleared over, I remember watching the announcement with Izzy. Just watch some. One of these days, I'm gonna be up there doing that. So, hearing that she given up made her for the work.
What happened? Oh, my stars. Did something happen to one of your parents?
That's the first thing you go to? I mean, fair assumption, but still?
Izzy, I swear if one of your parents died and you didn't tell me, I'm going to cry right here, right now.
Whoa! Nothing happened. All 7 of them are doing great. Mama's even got another one on the way.
Okay then.
Another one?
Yeah, there's like 20 of us now. It's getting real stupid.
Oh, wow.
I back away towards the table and sit down, finally starting on my own breakfast. Syrup has gotten cold again, but I don't mind that. Make it better that way.
That's so many.
She had a lot of brothers and sisters when I was around, but not 20.
Believe me, I know. This'll probably be the last one, though.
Is that what's kept you around then? Taking care of everyone and helping out on the farm?
Kinda. It's more like I don't have to think about anything. Do my work during the day, get wasted afterwards, then wake up and do it all again.
I love her. Hold on. I gotta send this line to Rye. I'll save it for later.
It's easier this way.
I can't believe it.
Right? We go through a crap ton of food. Every meal is like a buffet.
Having watched her just eat half her body weight in pancakes, I know how hard it can be just to feed one Lancaster.
Well, that too, but not what I meant. I mean you.
Everyone's gotta grow up at some point, right?
Hey. I just frown in response. I don't want to seem like I'm judging her or anything. It's just that so much as hearing the words I've given up goes against everything I know about Izzy. In some ways, being stuck here where we grew up, I can relate. But at least she had something else to fall back on with her family. As one of the few dark energy always got a lot of order, so I'm sure she's keeping busy at least. Just like me, always busy outdoor mode. With a shake of her head, Izzy gets back on track.
Enough about my boring life. What's going on with your boring life?
I giggle. It's like she won mine. I quickly crammed the rest of my meal into my mouth and then add my plate to the already impressive stack.
Help me with the dishes while I tell you?
She stuffs one more pancake, rolls up her sleeve.
I scrub, you load.
I ramble on for... Okay, actually... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop it at this point. I feel like this is an okay spot. Let me just... Big save. Save here. Intergalactic House of Pancake. I love it. Show you what. Yeah, so we'll just go back to the title screen. But yeah, so far I'm sleep. Oh. So far I sleep. Loving so while it's not actually oh wrong one. There we go. So while I know I didn't exactly finish it shit, and honestly it was just spurred a moment when I actually saw the email saying, hey, you have access to this. And just a little promotion. As of right now, the only ones that are actually able to get access are streamers press release. And I do believe as well as patrons on Studio Élan's Patreon. So if you want to be able to either see the game free, play the game yourself, I believe that's one way you could do it, is by subscribing to them on Patreon or whatever, or become a patron. I don't know how Patreon really works. Or just you'll also have the VODs as well, which I will also export and upload to YouTube at a later time. But of course, I have to say thank you, Studio Élan, for giving me the opportunity to be able to play through the demo and be able to review this as well. I honestly see how, especially however much left of the demo I do, but until then, next I believe I said will be Saturday. Yeah, so it'll be Saturday. I'll actually probably, I pretty much have the whole day to myself, aside from co-streaming the new Hollow Stars in debuts. I will be doing the Saturday ones with Rye, I believe. I still got to look back and figure out times and all that. So I'll be playing. I'll probably finish this up in the morning and play a little bit more of First Snow. But until then, as always, choose to end it off with a small reminder of stay awesome and keep rocking. Until then, bye bye. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to let this play. Anyways, bye bye.